Ryan Cole, thanks for taking the time. Obviously, everyone who knows about Air Force track and field knows about the passing, unfortunately, of Ralph Lindeman, and the program is moving forward. And unfortunately, in these situations, seasons continue. How is the team doing at this point?
Yeah, it's been a challenging last month for our program. I think moving forward, in athletics, people like to talk about family. And we've had a close group with track and field and cross country at the Air Force Academy prior to the situation that we're working through. But I think when you look at our institution, when you look at our mission, you look at why we exist as an athletic department and have sports at the Air Force Academy, really coming together and being prepared for anything and working through some very challenging situations. This is one, obviously, we wish we didn't have to work through. But our group has been very close. They're probably closer. The interdependence and support that they show each other has been amazing. The outreach and support from our alums, from our institution, from our department, from the track and field community at large has been nothing short of inspiring. And that really stems from Coach Lindeman himself and the impact that he had in so many different areas. We would not be honoring the legacy that he built for over 30 years here at the Air Force Academy if we didn't get excited. I mean, every interview you did with him, his face would just light up. He loved track and field, and I told our team a month ago, not only did he love track and field, he loved track and field at the Air Force Academy. And so he would be very disappointed in us if we didn't take advantage of the opportunities we have in this current season. The team knows that, our staff knows that, and that's actually helped us continue to move forward as best you can because you have something that you're excited about. You keep that in perspective and you enjoy it because things can change very quickly. And so you want to make the most of the opportunities you have, and that's kept us going.
Cross-country champions, indoor champions. This is the outdoor season. Had a couple of events last week. You kind of move the outdoor season. Actually, both seasons crazy because you send people in different places this weekend as well. Arizona, CU. Just tell me how you feel about the progression during this season.
Yeah, we started off heading up to Boulder, and we always do that, right, to kick off our outdoor season. And then we had two different groups go to training locations for spring break. We kind of jokingly, but not that much jokingly, call it spring training. So we had, and that came at a good time. It was nice to take a step back, sort of refocus and just take a collective deep breath. And then when we came off of our spring training trips, we separated groups. We went to the San Jose area for two events at San Francisco State and Stanford last weekend with some distance runners. We actually put on the first home meet in April at the Air Force Academy since 2014. Ari Martinez set the number 3 all-time high jump at 5'8 3/4. So a lot of positive from that event. At Stanford, we had 3 10K runners post 3 of the 6 fastest times in school history, set a freshman record in the men's steeplechase and the women's 5,000. Had a lot of really, really positive events. Ryan Johnson set the meet record at San Francisco State running 13:45 for 5K and winning that race. So there were a lot of positives coming off that. And then now we'll take a large contingent down to Tucson for the Gym Click Shootout. It's a scored meet. We're the only non-Power 5 school there, and so we're excited and looking forward to representing the Air Force Academy there and competing very well. And then we also have a group that will be going up to Boulder this weekend for another developmental opportunity. And then we always get excited about next weekend because you have the Mount Sac relays, and this will be the first time it's actually back at Mount Sac in quite some time with their new stadium. So that's one of the most historic track meets in the country. So we're excited to go to that, as well as being able to compete at Long Beach State and Azusa Pacific. So it's a big weekend next weekend, and then before you know it, the Mountain West Championships are right around the corner, the National Championships, and we're into that portion of the season.
What does it say, and what did it do for Air Force track and field in the past and now in the future that you're in these events? You mentioned we're the only Power 5 team. I think that's a Ralph Lindeman legacy as well, getting into those meets and competing against those teams that some people might say Air Force doesn't belong there.
Yeah, our sport's pretty objective. So the best way to get into those meets is by being good. And like you said, that's a huge credit to Coach Lindeman because we wouldn't be getting into those meets if we weren't good. And so, we want to continue to elevate the program that he put so much into to get to this level. And so we're going to go down to Tucson and compete, very Very purposefully. There's going to be not necessarily a chip on the shoulder, but yeah, you want to prove what we can do. And again, I think that's important for the development of our cadets, because when they go out into the service, you don't look at conflicts or situations and assess how challenging is that one, right? You have a mission to do. And so we don't look at a track meet and say, oh, we think we can beat that team, or we might be able to win that event. Let's go. You want to test yourself against the best to make sure you're prepared to compete successfully against the best. And so that's why, we go to the events that we do. But it is kind of fun to go out there and have the AF on the front of your shirt, and people wonder, who are those guys? Who are those girls? So that's pretty cool. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Perfect. I'm sure Ralph is smiling down from above, and continued success this season, and keep this group moving forward. Thank you for taking the time, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.